Welcome to Craft, the home of the anime truth. Voice of the 99.9%. Celebrating nearly a decade of representing the silent anime fan majority. The anime and manga fans that aren't elitists and we are boos. I'm Nigel Herbert, and before we begin we'd like to honor and give a shout out to our brother-in-arms, the planet of Uric. We'd also love to honor two great channels that teach the truth about anime to the masses and encourage proper, responsible and intelligent consumption of anime and manga. Animerica and the Anime Truth. Thank you to both for your intellect, your wit, your wisdom and your bold, brutally honest and blatantly unapologetic views on the medium. Also, we would like to honor and give thanks to all of our subscribers and fans. Through your contributions, Craft can continue to make a difference and advance the betterment of anime and manga fandom. Thank you. And now it's once again time to begin another intelligent anime review. With dreams of becoming a composer and someday writing a song for her favorite idol, Haruka Nanami enters the UtaPri Academy, a prestigious performing arts school. If successful there, she'll be able to join the shining agency after graduation. However, it won't be so easy when Haruka is already surrounded by potential idols and composers. On top of that, her homeroom teacher is a current idol, the headmaster was a record-breaking singer, and the academy itself is an eccentric place where anything could possibly happen in the end. Right at the graduation, two students are to be teamed up by the choice. One will take the role of the idol and the other should be the composer. After being paired up, they will sing a song that was both composed, written, and sung by them. If successful, they will join and take the spot as the new shining agency debut artists. In addition, romance is strictly prohibited at their school. That is the general plot of the franchise known as UtaPri Sama, originally a otome game, and spawning a manga and now a by anime standards long-running anime series now in its 4th season. And in the reviewer's opinion, that's 3 seasons too motherfucking long. I'm not really fine with writing reviews if you don't watch the whole thing, but I'm deeply convinced that this crap isn't going to get better, and I seriously want my 6 hours back. You're probably wondering, why is this so bad? Let me enlighten you. Here you get your typical reverse harem cliché dose of idiotic story in which, of course, the main guys all fall for the same girl, which happens to be a kind-hearted, stupid, useless girl that got accepted at a luxurious music academy without knowing how to fucking read scores. Our protagonist is a modern-day Yamato Nadeshiko with eyes the color of soup, who wears a short skirt and can't do anything by herself, except play piano. So of course she enters a prestigious idol-making music academy disguised as a gigolo host club school where the ratio of male to female students is astonishingly unbalanced. Despite a personality that is as inviting as her pet cactus and terrifying eyes, she manages to attract several of potential suitors, apparently through magic, or, as Yaoi would put it, sex smell. By the end of the first 13 episodes of this cringe-withingly popular series, or, as I like to think of it, 6.5 hours of my life I will never get back, Soup-chan has to pick one of the guys to duet with for her graduation audition. Thus the achingly vacuous reverse harem sausage fest begins. An achingly vacuous reverse harem that is so bad I'd rather watch 6.5 hours of the worst of Lushima's Filmation craptoons. Daringly, unlike several music-based anime series that came before it, such as No Don Cantabile, Detroit Metal City, Beck, K-On! And so on, Utano Prince Samamaji Love 1000% decides to forego having any listenable music tracks in its host. The op is as dull as the protagonist's personality, and the ed, which you will hear in various instrumental and a cappella forms throughout, is the musical equivalent of putting a cotton bud too far in your ear and experiencing the crippling, though dull facial pain that follows. Other tracks in the OST are just forgettable. My fucking god. Like a song that's so cute it angers you, the vocal cast in this show failed to shine. Miyuki Sawahiro, for example, is just incessantly irritating as the voice of our main character, and similarly with Mamoru Miyano, as all I wanted to do was give his character a surprise tracheotomy with a pen for that goddamn vibrato he used in every song. It's the same with the other voice actors, though those two were particularly grating. Most of the male characters, except the slightly shady evil twins and split personalities, of course, have bizarrely high voices in a desperate bid to sound cute. Or maybe there's an implicit rule that all male Japanese singers are eunuchs, I don't know. The concept of a music academy that caters to exclusively creating idols that sing pop songs, rather than to cultivate actual talent, is an apt metaphor for this anime. On the surface the art is pretty, bright and cheerful, but it soon becomes clear how the studio cut corners with the budget, the horrific spasms the male characters experience when dancing, the occasionally overbright scenes where characters are standing in thick fog though they are indoors, and, I can't express my anger enough over this, the chibi. It's like the art director, cunningly disguised as the manager of Death Records. When bitches love chibi, give them more chibi, fuck. And that is what they did. If I had a drink every time there was chibi, I would be dead. Though I enjoyed hating this anime, and laughing at the incredible stupidity, talking to her grandmother in her head, presumably her grandmother is dead, presumably that cat has the spirit of her grandmother. Did her grandmother just turn into a bishi? There is a more serious issue with this show. That is, the reason for its very existence, to perpetuate the kind of obsessive fan culture that encourages people to watch pretty boys in every stereotype you can imagine, from sweet to suave and silly to tsundere, have tilde subtext tilde with each other while still being interested in the insert yourself here main role. The same kind of people that would buy the merchandise and image CDs. It leaves a pretty sour taste in my mouth. The lead girl Haruka, she has weird eyes and is just plain dull as dishwater. She's one of those typical goody two-shoes girls I can't stand, the type who tries to please everyone but really she just uses her goodness as an excuse to not make a clear decision, so she just strings the guys along. But of course her heart is pure and therefore she really isn't stringing anyone along, because she's so good. I knew I couldn't watch another episode when everyone had to pair up for a song. One is supposed to write while the other sings. Naturally all the guys wanted to team up with her, so what does she do? She picks them all, and she is allowed to do it. Never mind that several other songwriters would be left with no partner to sing their songs. Apparently all the guys want to sing her songs because she is supposed to be so good, but I have yet to hear a song from her that was anything but lame. Watching this anime was like getting braces tightened. Painful to endure and restricting. To put it mildly, I did not enjoy this anime. I often found myself dozing off because it was so incredibly dull. I initially tolerated the storyline, but that was before I actually started to watch it. This show was pure torture to watch for me, and I am completely amazed that I even managed to finish season 1. Every episode felt much longer than the approximately 24 minutes air time. Overall I found it to be extremely tiresome. I give this anime an 1 out of 10 for its story. One word for the art, bleh. I give the art a 2 out of 10. Moving on, the characters. I measure annoying characters on the scale of 1 to Haruka. She is a complete doormat and fails to assert herself when it is necessary. I got tired of her little crying. And the guys? Stereotypical dating sim guys, shallow, with nothing going on but cute looks. Of course 1 or 2 would have a deep past or something, but it's worn like a fashionable coat. In other words, it's something the main girl can just smile away. Not only that, but as shallow and stereotypical as the guys are, they are still more interesting than the girl, which leads to a very important question. Why do they all want her? She has no personality, she's boring as hell, her eyes are freaky, and she writes lame songs. But then again the guys are just as lame. Whatever small measure of cool points they had were flushed down the toilet with this ridiculous dance scene that was just laughably bad, and no, it wasn't funny on purpose. Anyway, if you love boy bands then you might gush and live through the lead girl that pretty much proves that no matter how unexciting you are, you too can get a full boy band to desire you. But if you want to hear good songs, not laugh yourself to death watching lame dance moves, or not suffer through a freaky-eyed boring leading girl, then watch Nana or Beck. As for the soundtrack, what a load of crap. I despise boy bands by nature and the songs were so disgustingly cheesy. I can deal with cheesy songs as long as there are comedic moments. I laughed like once during the course of this anime. I give this anime a 3 out of 10 for the sound. On the art, if you don't mind the robotic dance moves and the spasms on their faces while singing, some may think the art is beautiful and bright. But I need to again point out the main character's avocado eyes. When I first saw them, I really thought she was blind. Overall, if you're not a hardcore yaoi fangirl who needs material for fanfiction, or someone who gave up on life, don't waste your time watching something I can say, without doubt, you won't be able to enjoy. Or, maybe, you could have a cringe challenge with your friends and use this crap as reference. Watching a few episodes, I came to the conclusion that this anime is extremely corny. Yes, there are many corny anime shows, but this is the corniest one I have probably ever come across. I would most definitely like it more if the characters had more distinct personalities and problems. Then again, that would mean the show would have redeeming entertainment value. Sure, each of them were different, but I couldn't find myself being emotionally attached to any of them, and that includes the harem. I felt like everyone revolved around the harem and starish, like the principal, for instance. He followed them everywhere and did all kinds of things for them, and I couldn't help but wonder, doesn't he have an entire music school to run? Also, the harem really wasn't very interesting or relatable when it comes to her dreams and struggles. Usually in every anime, I like the music, but with this one, I didn't find any of the music that good. And the show is supposed to be about music. Why don't I like it? Well, to me it sounds like a generic J-pop group with similar songs. It needed more originality. That could have been the reason why they become popular, because their music is different from everyone else. The music should have had some sort of twist, maybe to convey the hardships of Starish as a group. Which brings me to another point. The struggles of the group were kind of silly and melodramatic. It would have been better if each of the members had very different backgrounds and were not all that popular. The struggle would be them working together to become different and reach their dreams in music as a group with Nanami to influence them, trying to be original yet popular in the process. They should have each used their own personal talents and abilities to contribute to the group, but they all acted the same. Honestly, if that was the premise of UtaPri, the show would have been a notch better. Then again, that's coming from an intelligent mind of a gajin, as the stuck-on-dumb Japanese TV executives would never listen to an American or Western consultant that may have the cure for anime's creative sicknesses, but the Japanese TV executive would never give an intelligent American or Western television executive the time of day. But that's why Japan's television and media system is so inferior compared to ours in the States. That's right, we are boos. American television and radio overall is better than Japan's. With juvenile and mature perverted game shows, where women and men get naked and do weird emo-raising things that would be shunned in the morally, fiscally, culturally and ethically superior United States, even with the incompetent Donald Trump as our president. But I digress. Back to the subject of UtaPri, I'd say the most developed character in this anime was Ichinose because he changed throughout the season. Not that I liked him or any of the characters. Honestly, there's more character development these days coming out of Scooby-Doo. If you are a fan of torture, by all means watch away. Also, you must receive a thorough diagnosis that you are in fact losing your mind, and therefore will be of no good use to humanity. The production seems sumptuous, and those who like looking at and masturbating to so-called hot guys will have plenty to enjoy, but the story is a dud. Part of the blame lies that for a show about making music, it never goes into the method of writing lyrics or notation, but nervously skitters around the topic. Part of the blame lies in that most characters are badly underdeveloped and just shamble from scene to scene without impact. Most of the blame though lies with the protagonist, who spends most of her screen time crying or about to cry. She's given no agency and so repeatedly brings the plot to a dead stop. The end result is a show that says nothing about making music or the industry or even people. But one word fits this show: homosexual. Yes, it's just too damned homosexual for my tastes. If you're offended, deal with it. It's my opinion, and I have a right to an objective opinion. UtaPri is chock full of gayness with more varieties of pretty boys than Dunkin' has donuts. Some of them actually gay, some heterosexual, even a cross-dresser. While the show is not inherently so, the stylings, the tone of UtaPri is so gay it makes those in the LGBTQ movement would find an embarrassment to their community. The boy band, J-pop/K-pop stylings of ass-switching pretty boys makes this an abomination to humanity. It is one of the many in an upsurge of recent years of the effeminization of males in an anime and bringing such styles to the forefront. And as a counterbalance, it's why they must keep the Naruto franchise going strong, it's why Dragon Ball Z had to be revived, why shonen product must be aggressively in the forefront, because Japan already has a stigma to as being a nation of feminine men. In summary, Prince Sama is a piece of shit. It's an abomination to the veterans and the pioneers of the Japanese animation industry that crap like this is being marketed and popular, albeit with a select group of Japanese fangirls, a few gay fanboys, and a couple of weeaboos in the West, the kind of weeaboos that will cram their favorite anime up your nose. This is the kind of franchise that gives anime a bad reputation and should never ever be put in the echelon with all-time greats like Akira, Full Metal Alchemist and Brotherhood, and Trigun, or even Naruto, certainly not with the ranks of Miyazaki-sensei's works, even those he would not consider his best. This is the kind of anime that sets the medium back 20, 30, 40 years, and channels not even the worst anime from the past but the craptacular psychedelic Saturday morning abominations from Hanna-Barbera and Lushimia. A modern-day Japanese-made version of the American Saturday morning crap that us children of the 70s and 80s had to be forced to deal with growing up. And yes, this, my friends, is the anime that makes people hate anime. The kind that gives the hatters more ammo to hate the medium and spread propaganda to do so, and would make a casual fan never consume anything animated from Japan ever again. It's that bad, though not the worst. 99% of hentai takes that distinction. But that's another story for another video. But along with Free, along with Black Butler, with Tiger and Bunny, with Panty and Stocking, with K and with Bowie Boo, with even Attack on Titan, it's the reason why anime gets a bad rap. Much like staring into our lead girl's eyes, watching this anime, you will realize it has no soul, and that watching it probably devalues your own. Like an egotistical person, the show is admittedly pretty, but, boy, doesn't it know it. And what? There is a second season. And third and fourth, and who knows? Oh, I shudder to think. Overall, Prince Sama gets a 1 out of 10 and 2 thumbs down from us at Craft. As had been said earlier, if you have an inkling of a brain, and I know you do because you chose to get our intellectual take on it, don't you dare go near this homoerotic, cringe-withingly cheesy, corny, sick, tacky, dated 70s throwback, fashion-challenged, immoral, wicked, evil, weird, dumb excuse for an anime. Certainly one of the worst anime of all time. No wonder why North Korea is threatening Japan, South Korea and the US. I don't blame Kim Jong-un, he's probably seen UtaPri too. Hopefully, if humanity could survive 2 world wars, a depression, Bobby Socks, Frank Sinatra, hippies, disco, pet rocks, Boy George, hair bands, cartoon commercials, boy bands, Pokemon mania, 9/11s, emo and scene fags, Frozen, and the selection of Donald John Trump as the President of the United States, it can survive a self-serving circle jerk like UtaPri. May the better minds in Japan shout down anime and manga like this so that future generations don't become wasted on this high fructose corn syrup dick-sucking fest. And casual fans don't lose hope, anime does. Certainly get better than this. And to all of you fangirls, fanboys, and even those apologists of the series and those like it, free UtaPri Swim Club and Attack on Titan, we're coming for you too. You're coming soon. But back to you UtaPri sluts, those that will bitch about, why are you reviewing it if you hate it so much? It's because you need to listen to other people and to respect other people's opinions, and to realize that some people dislike what you like, and some hate what you like, and that we are the majority of anime fandom, and that we are in the right and you are in the wrong, and that we are the sensible people of the community educating casual fans about anime and manga that should and should not be consumed, and fandoms that should be rightfully shamed, hated on, lambasted, ridiculed and shunned by the silent majority. And that you fangirls and fanboys need to be condemned by us and know that you are in the wrong for your overt love for this filthy abomination of a series. You have questionable morals and need to get a life. A real life, a job, a career, get married and have children. You need to get out of Moma's basement and see the world, do something with your life, stop being a painful drag on humanity. You are an abomination and a disgrace to all anime fans and an insult to the great medium that is animation. Clean your act up, straighten up and fly right. As the anime community will no longer stand for your weeaboo idiocy and immature non-intelligent fangirl and fanboyism. Let's get to better and stealing from our morally bankrupt joke of a commander-in-chief, make anime great again.